stories. I love dogs. I'm a dog person. And it was a good book. I'm not easily wowed, and I was impressed. It's Renee, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be reviewing book 5 from the 2015 reading challenge. If you don't know what the 2015 reading challenge is, it is a challenge where each has a different theme, and for each theme you choose a book based on the theme, then you read it for that week, and in all we should have 52 books for the year. Sorry, for the challenge. So we're in week 7 now. Today we're in week 7 of the 2015 reading challenge, and the last 2 weeks, week was week 5 and week 6. Week 5 was to read a book with a number in the title. My book for that week was 4 Years from Home by Larry Enright. Week 6 was to read a book by an author under 30. My book for that week was Hyperbole and a Half by Allie Brosh, which I did not get to read because I had a lot of assignments to do and priorities. We only read one book for the past 2 weeks. I'll only be reviewing that one book. Hopefully I'll get to read Hyperbole and a Half. I hear it's a really good book. It's really funny. I looked at her blog. She said a lot of her stories from her blog are in her books with some new stories. 5, a book with a number in the title. As I said, my book was 4 Years from Home by Larry Enright, and this book, I'll give it 5 stars. Hands down, 5 stars. It wowed me. I didn't expect it to wow me, and it was a good book. I'm not easily wowed, and I was impressed. Now, I read about it's more of a story about brotherly love and self-discovery of the characters, not the reader. It's not a self-help book. Ryan, who is the main character in the story, and his obsession about being king of the Ryans, the Ryan King, when he grew up. So it's a modern story, and this child is just obsessed with becoming king. He's obsessed with ruling over his siblings. He tortures them, he tries to kill them. One ended up with his legs being crushed under a car because he was just an evil child. I'm sorry, he was an evil child. His parents called him the Holy Terror. So there were 5 of them, siblings, Tom and Harry, and they had another brother and 2 sisters. And of course Tom was always trying to get a heads up on all his siblings. He was the oldest one, and he wanted it to stay that way. He wanted to be the only child, and he wanted to prove that he will be king when he grew up. It's kind of a narcissistic, sadistic kind of a thing, but it's kind of funny how he does it, because he talks about things that happened to other people, his classmates, his friends, and you're reading it and you're like, yeah, he did this. He nearly killed that kid. But he doesn't say he did it. He just mentions it. He just throws it out there. Take from it what you may. And so his younger brother Harry, who was the star child of the family, his grandmother had said he would be priest. Is that it? Yeah, he said he would be a Catholic priest, but of course Harry didn't want that. Harry was the good child, the good-natured one. He was nice and humble and friendly, and everybody loved him, where Tom was on the complete other end of that spectrum. So he didn't really like Harry, and because of that he was always beating him up and bullying him and setting him up. And when they got older, Harry went off to college. He decided he wasn't going to be a priest. He decided he wasn't going to be Catholic at all, and that he was going to go to college, which is what his parents thought he was going to do. Now he left college, left for 4 years, and no one heard from him, no one saw him. It was as if he just disappeared. And Harry's senior year, officials from the school came to the house and they were telling the family that Harry had died. They don't know where his body was, and they wouldn't accept that, so they sent Tom to the school to find out exactly what happened. Now, that's where it kind of gets a bit eerie, weird, confusing, just strange, because the everyone at the college thought he was Harry, and I remember reading it, and I was like, if someone you loved died, you assume they've been dead for 2 weeks, and they just show up all of a sudden. Why is it that everything goes back to normal immediately? Why isn't anyone asking questions? Why isn't anybody worried about what happened to him? Why is it that everything is just, oh, well, as you were? I mean, you thought he was dead for 2 weeks and then he just shows up. Wouldn't you have questions? Because I had questions. I had lots of questions. And I didn't get any answers. So, I'm sorry. So, a lot of things happened during his stay at the college. He pretended to be Harry for a couple of days, and he even his girlfriend, Harry's girlfriend, she didn't notice anything different, which concerned Tom because, like, how can you be in love with someone? How can you be engaged to someone and not know them differently from their older brother? At that point, I was thinking, yeah, maybe it's just bad writing. Apparently, it wasn't, because Tom was not only crazily narcissistic, he was also schizophrenic. He had schizophrenia, and what had really happened was that Tom and Harry had switched places. Tom was supposed to go to war, Harry was supposed to go to school. Neither of them wanted to go where they were supposed to go, and so they switched places. Unfortunately, it didn't work out as planned, and Harry ended up dying in war, and Tom, who was at the school pretending to be Harry, had taken on a completely different personality and didn't even know that he was taking on multiple personalities. He thought that Harry had really died and that he was Tom, which he is, and I'm getting confused here. He had thought that he he forgot completely that he was pretending to be Harry, and that he was the one going to college for 4 years instead of Harry, because he had taken Harry's spot in the school. And it all came together so well. It's such a well written book. I enjoyed every minute of it. I enjoyed all the confusing parts, because then when you realize what exactly is happening, you're like, oh, that's what happened. That's what that is. So did find out when they found out what was going on, as in his girlfriend and the police and whoever, it was really sad. That part was sad, because he was pretending to be his brother for 4 years, and then his brother dies, and no one knew that his brother had gone to war. No one knew that Tom was living multiple lives, and no one knew it. Now, there is a sequel to this book called A Cape Made Diamond. I don't have it. I'm gonna try and find it, because I do want to read the sequel to find out what happened to Tom. Sorry, I want to find out what happened to Tom after all this drama and all. I would give it 5 stars. It's a good book. Larry Enright did a good job. I think this is the first of his books that I've ever read. It was good. Now, as I said, week number 6, written by an author under 30. I had chosen Hyperbole and a Half by Allie Brosh. Didn't get to read it because blah blah blah, boring details. If you want to see my previous videos, as I said, we're in week 7, so I have done videos for the previous weeks. I we'll link them in the description. I'll have the links for those in the description, and you can. There's a group on Goodreads who are doing this same reading challenge. It's not too late to start. You don't have to do all 52 books. You don't have to do it in order. It's a very fun challenge. There's a group on Goodreads, and you can always go check them out. I'll put the link to that there as well. And Thank you for watching. Thanks for staying here. And please remember to subscribe and like. And I will see you in the next video. Later. She did a very good job describing the look and the feel of the place. That is the exact look and feel I got when I went online and I saw the pictures of all the buildings and the people. So much more the buildings than the people. It's about a